How's it going? Charles Botenston here. Just got a Facebook message from someone, and it was actually in regards to John Kehoe's Mind Power. And they Facebook messaged me, and we were going back and forth, and essentially they were asking, like, what books and, what material will really help them out. And the biggest thing is what I was hearing, and something that I actually was thinking when I first started doing, there's psychocybernetics, there's Mind Power, there's Quantum Leap, or Quantum Warrior. There's all these books out there about training your mind, retraining your mind. And we have these habits. We have habits that, conscious or not conscious, we have habits already. And probably not the habits that you want that's going to deliver where you want to go. And that's why you're listening. And that's why I continue to learn and innovate and read and get better. And it's never going to end. But the biggest thing I really want you to take out of this is that not only is it never going to end, but you have to do a daily practice, a daily check-in. And what he was talking about, he's like, how do you do it? And what I was really hearing was, when am I going to see a difference? What I was really hearing was, when am I going to notice that something's changing? And the biggest thing is, you're only going to notice after you've been doing it daily, every single day. Every single day. You have to train your mind, train what comes into your mind, and then the thoughts you have. So what am I talking about? I want to put my phone down because it's getting a little pain in the butt. Hold on. There we go. So what does that mean? Like, train your mind. So number one is, and I'm not going to make this long. Number one is, what are you thinking about? So the internal things. What are the negative things that you're thinking about? That could be, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not wealthy enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not in shape. All these negative, limiting beliefs, but the negative things that you say to yourself. So you never be friends with your mind. Like, if your mind was a physical person, you'd never be friends with them. You'd be like, they're an asshole. They're just talking all this trash. Yet you're friends with your mind, and you believe your mind, which is even worse. You actually believe your mind. You believe the limiting beliefs that are in your mind. I do the same thing, but the difference is that I catch myself. You have to catch yourself, because you'll say it, you'll believe it. There's times that I'm like, oh, I can't do that. Whoa. And then I catch myself, or I don't have time. And then I'm like, no, I choose not to do that activity. I have the time, but I choose to do it something else. So that's the internal. And what's as important is the external. This is how you get rid of negativity. Number one is inside, the internal things that you say to yourself. And number two is all the external things that enter your mind, your eyeballs, your ears, even your mouth, the food you eat. Everything that enters you externally through a book or a magazine source or social media or the people you hang out with or the school or your family or your friends or your girlfriend or your spouse, your husband, everything, all the magazines, everything. The three biggest areas are people, the people you surround yourself with. And listen, I'm not saying cut out your family, because that's tough. But your friends, you can definitely get new friends. Trust me, I have. So family, you just limit it if it's your family. Friends, you just cut them out and you go towards, so how do you get friends that you want to hang out with? Number one is you find your passions, and then you start doing your passions, and within the passions so for me, I'll give an example, is that I love going to the gym. So I go to the gym and I have a lot of friends there. I like cycling. I have a lot of friends there. I play hockey. I have a lot of friends there. I go to Tony Robbins events. I have a lot of friends there. So those are the types of people that I want to be hanging out with. It's the same thing with you. What do you like doing? Go do that, and then hang out with those people. It's not weird to be like, hey, listen, you're a cool girl. You're a cool guy. Let's hang out with this. We're like-minded. Number two, with external things besides people, social media. Social media is so prevalent, and it's so good for us, and it's done so many good things for this world. Like, I honestly love social media. This would not be happening without social media, but you also have to not read stories, not read the news on social media. If there's someone that continuously posts political things or things that are just outrageous, just unfollow them. I unfollowed like thousands of people this year. That's a total like hundreds. Honestly, it's hundreds. Someone posts something negative, unfollow. Someone posts. So now Facebook knows I literally just have good things coming up. This person did this thing. This cat jumped and it was funny. You know, like it's either funny or it's inspirational. Those are the only posts I see. And once someone posts something negative or political or something like that, unfollow. So social media. The next is everything else. Everything else is the books, the magazines, the TV. All of that is negative. You don't need a TV. Excuse me, I convinced one of my good friends who's probably going to watch this video to not have a TV. I haven't had one since 2011. There's no reason for you to have a TV. There is nothing on TV that would change your life or make your life better. I know what you're saying. Well, I like to kick back and relax. Dude, kick back and relax and read a book. That's why you have the excuse. I don't know how you have time to read a book. Well, number one is I don't have a TV. Number two is the other people that are like, oh, I want to find out what's going on in the news. Fantastic. No, you really don't, because it's all about murders, crime, because that's what sells. People are like, but news isn't news. Yeah, because the only way to actually watch news nowadays is when they post something negative and then you'll continuously watch. It's a business. It's not there to give you the news, okay? So I cannot stress multiple things. Is number one is catch yourself when you're thinking negative. Number two is watch what enters into your life. What are you surrounding yourself with? School. It's school. I'm very not for school. Like college, I don't think it's worth the time. I don't think it's worth the money. Maybe it was like 15, 20 years ago, but school right now is not. It's just too expensive and kids are loaded up with debt and blah, blah, blah. But, okay, so it's what enters your mind, you have to change what you surround yourself with. And this is the last point, and this is one of the most important points, is that I've been on the self-development journey since 22. I'm 30 right now. This is probably earlier, probably 21. So I'd say it's literally almost a decade of being in the social development arena, whatever you want to get. If I told myself at age 21, at age 30, I would be where I am now, I'd be like, I would still be learning. I would be thinking I would still have to be learning. Like, are you kidding me? I still have to do this? But that's the thing, is it's every single day. So when he was saying, give me some resources, when am I going to find out? What I was really hearing was from the Facebook message, when am I going to see a difference? You're going to see a difference when you see a difference, okay? That sounds cliche because it is, just like that sentence. The biggest thing is, for myself, is the biggest difference when I saw it was when I was talking to someone, or I was talking to a family member, or I was talking to someone. This is the perfect example. I was talking to someone that I would look up to, like they had more friends, or they had a better social circle. All these external things that I know not to look up to for them. But I would be like, oh, they're wealthy, or they're cool, or that girl's really pretty and confident. She has a big social circle. And then all these years, day in and day out, being 1/7 of a week a little bit better. Then Monday, 2/7 a little bit better. Then Wednesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, just a little bit better every single day. And then I go and see them, say, 2 or 3 years later, and I run into them. I'm like, hey, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. And I start talking. And like, yo, they're like, things look really good for you. And then I look at them, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, that's when you feel it. When you see, because this is what happens, is that you do an upward trajectory over 2 or 3 years. Everyone wants this, just straight up. No, that doesn't happen. What are you, nuts? Then everyone would be in shape, wealthy, with amazing relationships. But that's the thing, is that you're going like this, you're going up, and everyone else is just going like that. So really, it's not like they stayed the same and you went up a little bit. It's like this. So that gap is a lot larger. And I can tell you right now is that if you continue this, you will start seeing those results. You'll start hanging out with people that you're like, you'd normally be nervous around, and now you're like, oh, okay, no, I'm playing at the same level, if not above them now. Let's go higher. And then you reach someone higher. Like, I was just hanging out with one of my good friends, and I was like, I would say, because we're doing a podcast together. I have a podcast by myself, and I have a podcast with him. My link is below, and then as we add better equipment, I'm gonna start bringing that out. That's actually a really good podcast that I'm doing with him. But I said, listen, if we keep on doing this every single Sunday, which we're doing, within 5 years, like, do you understand how many podcasts that is? How good we're going to be? How much better we are going to be in the world showing up and authentic and vulnerable and wealthier and just everything. And I'm like, the people we used to look up to will be on this podcast. The Seth Godins, the Gary Vaynerchuks, the Tim Ferrisses, the people, the Lewis Howes, look all those guys up. Those are amazing people to follow. Those are people that are playing at great levels. Their podcasts are amazing, their material, their content, everything they put out is amazing. But that's the biggest thing, is that it doesn't happen overnight. Number one, that's the last point, is it doesn't happen overnight. So number one is catch yourself internally when you start having negative things. 2 is watch all that crap that you surround yourself with, that you take in, you absorb. You consciously do it. Number 3 is it's not overnight, and it's never going to end. It's a continuous journey until you die, okay? It's never going to be like, oh, okay, I made it. I'm going to just stop learning. I'm going to start getting wealthier, healthier, smarter, or better, or whatever. And I'm just going to add this last point in, is that, oh, crap. It was something good, and I was going to say it, but I'm like, nah. I'm just going to say the points. But anyway, subscribe to the video. I know this is a lot longer. I always say I'm going to make a 3-minute video, and it ends up turning into a lot longer video. Share the video as well, is that, just get the word out on, the content of yourself. That's the biggest thing, is that a lot of people are nervous about, sharing content or whatever. I was too in the beginning. And then I was like, you know what? This is who I am. Be this person. All right? So subscribe. Podcasts, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, which I'm actually crushing, is below. And obviously I put up a daily post every single day. All those links are below. Subscribe. Talk to you soon. Have an awesome day.